And if you are single, heed this advice. Listen to the women that are older than you, that have been married, maybe divorced, and are exhausted.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to go ahead and just get it started. So if you could like the video here at the beginning, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hey, how's it going? My name's Rat Boy. Let's get into it.
I made a list of men with the most undateable professions. Though most men are undateable in general, yet women decide to date them, and I don't know why, but that's a separate conversation. But here's a list of men with jobs that I will not date. First up, software engineer. This should come as a surprise to no one who lives in Seattle or even San Francisco. I just don't understand how such a large subset of men can have absolutely no social skills, yet have massive egos. Two, if you are a landlord or you say you work in...
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wait a minute. So you're telling the world that you're not going to date whatever you're giving us on this list. You're not going to date these men. From just the first two, which I haven't watched this entire clip. Just from the first two professions, you have real estate and you have software engineer. I thought you wanted, wait, didn't women say they want a guy with 6 figures? So what's going on here? This whole list isn't going to be just wealthy jobs, is it? You wouldn't make a list where every single point on that list is just a very well-paying job, would you? That's not something you would do, right?
I'm sure there are nice guys who work in this profession, but I think I can safely assume that our values probably just don't align, and that's okay. And I know what some of you are typing up in the comments right now.
My uncle's a landlord and he's actually a really great guy. He's a really great guy.
Okay, great. Then your uncle then. Anybody who says that they are a CEO or a founder. It just sounds pretentious. Who did you oppress to get to that position? Next, an entrepreneur. It's kind of in the same vein as a CEO or founder, but sounding pretentious. So these are the type of men who, if you go on a date with them and you ask them what they do for work, they're just like, it's kind of complicated. You just wouldn't get it. I run my own business. If you are an entrepreneur, you need to show up to the date with a W-2. I need to make sure that you have a legal, verified income. If you work in private equity or venture capital. To be honest, I don't really know what either of those mean. It just sounds evil, so I won't be participating. A teacher, this one hurts because I know that personality-wise, I would get along with the teacher so well, but how will he support my life, our lifestyle? Unfortunately, gold star stickers and teacher of the year trophies don't pay the bills.
Ugly.
Going to just assume from that statement right there that she is just making this whole thing is just a joke. She not only is she saying she's choosing not to date any of these men, but she wouldn't be able to get a date with any of these men even if she wanted it. Are these all the different types of men that have turned her down? Is that what this is? These are all the types of men that she tried to put up in the DMs and they rejected her, huh? Wow, that's crazy.
It might come as a surprise, but a doctor. I wouldn't date a doctor because they wouldn't have time for anything. Wait, actually, I think I take it back. Yeah, I take everything back. I actually really like the idea of dating a doctor because that means that I would never have to see that loser. If I had a boyfriend, that would be the ideal situation. I never want to see that loser. Last but certainly not least, a grad student. Because sometimes you meet a grad student and he goes out of his way to tell you that he wants to date you, and then he cancels on every single date you guys plan together because he decides that he'd rather do his homework instead.
You sure about that?
Is a grad student a job? Do grad students get paid? We're going to go over some comments on this list here, and I kind of think that, well, let's look at the list here. You have software engineer. Now, software engineers make good money. Landlords, real estate right there. Real estate makes good money. CEOs make, CEO in itself doesn't mean anything, but depending on what it is, that could be good. Entrepreneur, absolutely. Private equity, venture capital, that's money. Teacher, obviously it's not good enough for her. Doctor, this one actually, all of these, I can't speak for, but doctor, for men, 100%, never date any woman in the medical field at all. That is some good advice. Just don't. Nurses, receptionists, anything like that, just don't worry about it. Just leave them alone. You don't you don't want to mess with a nurse. And grass is really not a job. I think I'm done with this. I don't even know what the rest of this clip is about, but see, there's that picture right there. And okay, well, you read with that. I do want to see what she says. Let's see what she says here at the end.
I hope you picked out something nice for yourself. And then later in the text, he said, you're really great, but I'm not interested with dating anymore because I'm too busy with school. And I said, okay.
And you see these videos all the time These list videos are kind of, I've said it in the past that they're bait. These are bait videos. Let's go ahead and let's jump into the comments. Let's see what somebody had to say. We have Ash that pops in, and Ash goes ahead and asks, who's left? Mikey pops in and says pharmacist, seconding blue collar worker, but also library men, audio visual media technician, IT guys. Oh God. Manager at Jimmy John's, case manager at a law firm, physicist. Wow, this is very delusional. And then this one at the bottom, we have Ash chimes back in, I need a woke welder. I don't know if you're gonna find that, Ash. I hate to tell you that. I've known 1 or 2 welders in my life, and you're not gonna find that. You're gonna have a hard time. That's a hard time trying to find that. But here we have the list, and I will honestly say that all these are really well-paying jobs, and in certain areas, obviously, it can't be. There's a sliding scale, but with any of these jobs, you could potentially make 6 figures. Except for the grad student. I still don't know what the grad student means. Do grad students make money? They're like a paid internship that I'm not aware of. But this is the contradictory message. You want the guy to make 6 figures, but you also don't want him to do any of the jobs that can possibly afford him those 6-figure incomes. It is completely delusional.
A man doesn't love you because you're so good at working really hard, that you provide for the family, that you're so amazing at being able to organize the calendar and all of the tasks and manage the kids, and also manage to look after yourself and cook and clean and work. He will love that stuff, and he won't stop you from doing those things, but that's not why he loves you. So don't be fooled by the fact that you feel really good about yourself and you're really impressed and proud of yourself when you can do so much and you can multitask and you can have everything organized and nurture him, that he's gonna feel the same way. It doesn't work that way. He will enjoy that stuff and he will agree.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more.
I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here and make a comment. I know a lot of you guys are asking, say, look, this lady is saying a lot of words, but they're not really making sense. And that's because they're not, what she's saying, because this is some sort of, I forgot what her page said, but she is a lifestyle coach, dating, one of these types. And she is giving some advice for some women that hopefully, because this is the 3rd time I'm watching through this, hopefully by the end of this, we can all understand what's going to happen. And if you haven't noticed, I did speed it up a little bit because a lot of this is rambling, but let's continue.
Don't you want to appreciate him for nurturing you? Don't you want to appreciate him for surprising you with flowers, for surprising you by doing the groceries and doing the dishes and the laundry? Don't you want to feel loved and desired and relaxed? This isn't your fault. You are so beautiful and so dynamic, and you've been fooled by the patriarchy. It's as simple as that. And the good news is it can change. You can shift the polarity in your relationship very easily. And if you are single, heed this advice. Listen to the women that are older than you, that have been married, maybe divorced, and are... If you want to shift into a place where your man adores you and you feel like you can exhale and you can actually feel your body again, book a free discovery call. I can teach you how. I do that with my coaching.
The only thing you're going to be shifting is oh man, these women they're absolutely delusional. Why would any man want to do any of those you listed? A single man does that already. Why would he be in a relationship with someone and then still have to do that stuff? You know what I mean? There needs to be, and y'all can disagree with me on this if you want, but there needs to be a trade-off in a relationship. A lot of times these women will preach that they want to be provided for and they want to be taken care of, but they are not willing to do the other part of the equation, which helps a relationship, if you're trying to have kids, helps a family. You move like a well-oiled machine. And then you have which I just seen a video the other day, this guy, he just worked a 14-hour shift, comes home, and the woman, the wife, the girlfriend, whoever it was, wouldn't even make him dinner. Wouldn't even make the guy dinner. Told him, hey, if you want something hot, you need to go get the drive-thru. So this is the reality that we're living in, where women will want to be in a relationship with you. They'll want all the benefits from you, but they don't want to give you anything in return. And a lot of times guys see that when it's way too late. A guy will fall in love with a woman and be in a relationship with this woman for sometimes years, giving every bit of him that he can to her, to the life that he's trying to build with her, while she's doing nothing in return except sucking the life out of him, and not in the fun way, in the very defeatist way. And a lot of these men are really good providers. These are good guys, and they are being labeled emotionally unintelligent because what? They don't want to do your dirty laundry. Now, if these women want traditional relationships, then they need to go ahead and position themselves in the traditional role. But as you can see, they like to pick and choose what they want. And here is one more clip. I am going to mute this audio, but let's read what this individual has to say. So here we go. We have this is a woman in a dress, a lot of beads, looks very expensive. Nothing I really care about. How to make him chase you. Great. So this is tradition, but back in the olden days, your grandfather chased your grandmother, that type of thing. Your great grandfather chased your great grandmother. That's how it used to be. But women back then were different. They were a little more classy, I guess you could say. Not like this one. This one's definitely been ran through like a speedy truck stop. But let's go ahead. Let's read through how to make a man chase you. Don't be scared to walk away from him. Give him no attention. Fair enough. He will always come back, and if he doesn't, he still will. Give him space and match his energy. No, so that right there, if you walk away from a guy today, you're seeing a man and you walk away from him and don't give him attention, he's going to he is going to stay as far away from you as possible. A lot of guys now don't want to play these stupid games. They're not trying to chase or whatever you're trying to get him to do. Stop making him part of your routine. Be busy, have hobbies, do things for yourself, and hang out with others. He will be back when you stop waiting for him. No, he's going to think you're too busy for him, and he's going to move on. He's going to find someone else that will make time for him. This is very bad advice if you're looking for a guy. Actually, you know what? Something I've noticed, this is good advice for men. If you want to do this to women, this should be how to make her chase him or you. This is good advice for men. Let's see if this last one is as good as the first two. Gals like when they have a chase. True. They like some competition. Even truer. If they really like you, they will keep fighting for you. Women do that. Being hard to get is really attractive to guys. You still should flirt and don't be all over them. All of my tips. This is actually good advice for men. I didn't see it going this way, but honestly, look at this. This is great. This is really good advice. The only problem with this advice for men is she has to actually like you and find you attractive. So good luck with that. But let me know what you think, guys. Leave a comment down below if you have something to say. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, I'll catch you guys later. Rat Boy out.